Of course, I know you were dying to see what the answer was. I'll assume that you rushed ahead before you watched this part of the video so that you could see your final answer to number 1. So hopefully you had no mistakes. Let's move on to number 2. So if you notice this time, my cross sections are perpendicular to the y-axis. So that means I'm going to want to integrate with respect to y. If you look back up at the previous problem, you'll see that I made my base perpendicular to the x-axis, which is why I was using dx. Now the base is going to be perpendicular to the y-axis. I'm going to draw it in. So this time my cross sections are semicircles, so I've drawn one, and the base of that semicircle is what's drawn over in the figure on the left, and I'm marking it here in red, and you'll notice over in that diagram it's also red. So I'm going to need to integrate the cross sections of semicircles, and I know that the area for a semicircle is 1/2 pi r squared. So now I'm going to need to find this base. So if you notice from the picture, the length of each of those red lines would be right minus left. So if I look at where each of those right red marks is hitting, they're hitting on that blue line, and so I had to write the equation for that blue line, and I just put it in slope-intercept form. So the right would be negative 2/3 x plus 2 minus the left, well, they all touch at 0, so it'll just be minus 0. And of course that just simplifies to negative 2/3 x plus 2. Now keep in mind that is the diameter and I need the radius. So I'm going to have to take half of that. Guess what I forgot? I'm integrating with respect to y, so I need everything in terms of y. Okay, going back and fixing it now. Erase your notes and fix with me. So now my right minus my left is negative 3/2 y plus 3. That's the right where it touches the blue line, and then minus 0, which of course simplifies to negative 3/2 y plus 3. But again, this is still the diameter, so I need half of it, which is, so totaling up the area of all of my semicircular discs, now I'm going to get 1/2 pi times this radius that I just found, negative 3/4 y plus 3/2. Remember, I have to square the radius, 1/2 pi r squared, with respect to y. And looking at all of my y values, the lowest one I'll have is 0, and the highest one I'll have is 2. See if you can integrate that, and then check your answer. Check your first step before I clear the page and write again from the top. Make sure you foiled correctly. Again, check all of your math, make sure all of your steps are correct, and you get a final answer of 3 pi over 4. Okay, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.